All right, hello everybody. My name is Dalton Rutlinger, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Sailwind, the Dhow only challenge. The challenge where I cannot leave the Dhow, I cannot buy another boat. We are stuck with this thing, but I am allowed to upgrade it as I see fit. In the previous episode, we came here to Sanctuary from the Sage Hills, which I can't show you on a map, but most of you will probably know where it is if you are watching these episodes in order, or as they come out. In this episode, I'm thinking about doing a two-parter journey. We're going to go from Sanctuary to Crab Beach, and then from Crab Beach to Newport. And I don't know what we're going to be taking yet. There's really not a lot of options in Sanctuary. Yeah, as you can see, trade from here is basically non-existent. Delivering here is profitable for the most part, but trying to find trade coming or exporting from here is kind of a nightmare. So we're going to take... There's literally nothing going to... I mean, should I just go to Newport? Or maybe I could just run like an empty voyage to Crab Beach, then head up to Newport. Let me tune back in just a moment. I'm going to check some stuff off screen. Well, this is interesting. If I were to take some eel to Along, I would make a pretty hefty profit. It's interesting. What about Astron? Yeah, Sunspire would love to have some eel, apparently. What about Medicine? Medicine is weird to me. Like, nobody wants to import medicine at all, but everywhere exports it. It's it's weird. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take these 3 missions to Newport, but we're going to take a journey down south to Crab Beach. That way I can, say that I've been there, and maybe we can pick up another mission there as well. So, okay, Okay, we've got 5 rum, which is pretty significant. Then we've got 5 medicine, which is also pretty significant. That's 400 pounds right there. That's 300. Maybe we shouldn't take all of these, because that's quite a bit of weight. Okay, that's nothing, though. We can take that. And it actually pays the most, weirdly enough. Alright, we'll take the green tobacco. And we'll make Captain Jack Sparrow kind of happy. We'll take the rum, too, so he doesn't run out. Alright, so give me a moment. I will load the ship up, and I'll join you guys back in a moment. Okay, here we go. This is the last bit of cargo. Okay, how am I doing for resources? I'm going to go ahead and get some food and some water while I'm here. That way I'm not digging into my ship resources. And tell you what, I'll also buy one of those. That way I'm fully stocked up. Yeah, money isn't really a big thing for this challenge because I can't buy another boat. And the only thing I can really buy is just, trading stuff, which that's pretty much the only real reason why I would need money. So anyway, let's release this one. Someone in the comment section just actually earlier today recommended that I just use the larger jib sails while the weather is nice and calm, which, I can kind of see the the reason why it would do that. Because wind shadow is a thing. If one sail is if one sail is in front of the other, it's just going to be blocking the other sail's wind. At least now we get to see this island in all its glory. Yes, this is a very pretty island. Yeah, I will say the Emerald Archipelago has really grown on me. I think I was a little harsh towards it in my other playthrough. Like, the islands here have so much character. Like, they're big, but they're not massive. And they have really cool designs to them. Yeah, there's that archway. There it is in all its glory. Alright, so... yeah, we're going to go to Crab Beach. As mad as it might sound. See if we can get another cargo that goes to Newport, and then probably wrap up the video, and then we'll start kind of looking towards going northwards to Happy Bay, and then finally going to the Eastern region. Alright, so that's the Dragon Cliffs. There's Crab Beach. Alright, so let's go ahead. We'll bring this thing in. It's about there, I think, would probably be fine, and maybe a few more turns. We'll give it 2 more turns. There we go. And then we'll also go ahead and raise up the gaff sail. That bug is very annoying. It's very easy to fix, but it's still kind of annoying. It kind of takes you out of the immersion a little bit. Alright. And this, to me, is when the game is at its absolute best. I love this kind of weather. Calm seas, calm sailing. Ah, it's just great. I did buy a new game just recently, like right before I started recording. It's called Alaskan Truck Simulator, and it's been on my wish list for probably the better part of a decade by now. I'm not sure how good it's going to be, because there's been some very not favorable reviews on Steam, but you know, after having it on my wish list for like a decade, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. And see for it myself. It's not like American Truck Simulator or ETS2. It's basically, it's kind of like this game, actually, when you think about it, because you have to eat, sleep, and in some cases hunt, because I do remember seeing the character actually hunting a rabbit at some point in the teaser video on Steam. I've also seen the character having to get out of the truck and like use a chainsaw to get rid of a tree that had fallen down in front of that had fallen down on the road. So it kind of reminds me of this game in a way. Just a little bit more complex, and you're driving a truck rather than sailing a boat. So be looking forward to some content from that game in the future. It might be terrible, it might be great, I don't know. That's what we're going to be testing whenever we finally play the game. It's installing right now. I'll probably play it over the weekend. And I'm also running out of No Man's Sky content to upload, so I'm gonna have to play No Man's Sky again here before too long, which is fine by me, because it's been a while since I played. It's probably been like a month since the last time I played No Man's Sky. Oh, you know what we didn't do? We didn't turn on our navigation lights. There we go. Just leave those things on. So they provide just a little bit of light at nighttime. In the event that I forget to turn on the lanterns, they should provide enough light so it's not completely dark for you guys. And another reason I wanted to do things in this particular order, going from Sanctuary to Crab Beach, then heading up north to Newport, is because the wind will mostly be in our favor whenever we head up to Crab Beach. It might not be completely in our favor, but it should be more or less kind of favorable to us, because from the dock itself, which is around here-ish on the island itself, it's basically just a straight shot north. Then you have to turn around, come back. Maybe it would be wiser to go in from the south, but I recall doing that in the previous playthrough that I did, and it caused some serious issues. And on top of that, if I delivered going in from the south, it could allow me to just head like straight up north to Happy Bay, provided we can actually get a job going there. I think we should, because I mean, Happy Bay is just like directly to the northeast. That's more northeast from Newport. You can kind of see down there on the map. And then we just have to do the Fort Aestrin Islands, which are really big. And I'm thinking about doing another guide, another starter's guide for this game for anybody who's new to it. Gosh darn it. Because I want people to be able to, look up content for this game very easily and very reliably. As far as I know, I'm probably the only real YouTuber who's uploading videos on this on, a regular basis. I mean, I know SimGamer TV is uploading here and there, but his videos are kind of far in between, whereas I upload, pretty common. But his videos are much more edited than mine are. I don't really add music or anything to my videos. I pretty much record it, make sure the video's okay, then upload it. That's basically what I do. I don't really do that much editing in my videos. I try and cut out the boring parts, and do my best to keep the videos entertaining as much as I can. But sometimes whenever, you're sailing for hours on end, you kind of run out of things to talk about. I mean, I could talk about all kinds of things, I could talk about politics, I could talk about religion, I could talk about, numerous other things that I probably shouldn't talk about, but I could talk about, I try to keep my content, free of religion, free of politics, and yada, yada, yada. I will say I am kind of looking forward to wrapping up this LP though, because I do want to do my my planned T runner thing. Like basically, I'll be starting off in the Emerald Archipelago, right? Which means I'll be using the ship that I do not like using at all. But it's like the one boat I have no content of on my channel, and I think it's time we finally use it. I've been putting it off as much as I could. But we're going to have to use the Cacum sooner or later. The Cacum being... You can kind of make out the silhouette of the AI one out there in the distance. I don't know if you can see that on YouTube. And you can't really see it with OBS, but in a while you should be able to. Either way, the ship that you start off with at the Emerald Archipelago, it's the Cacum. I think that's the right name for it. Pretty sure it's the right name for it. The reason I don't like it is because for a new player, it's probably going to be pretty advanced. It's a double-masted boat, and it's extremely tiny. I mean, I'm not going to deny that it has some really good capabilities of sailing upwind, and it's a pretty fast, nimble little boat. But the amount of space that you get with that boat, it's miserable. Like, if you put 2 full-size crates on the boat, it's basically a full load. I mean, I suppose if you wanted to, you could probably make it as cluttered as possible, but I'm not someone who really likes doing that. I like keeping my stuff organized and neat. It's just how I am. Speaking of being organized and neat, maybe I should put you more over here. Oh boy. Sorry about that. I had the sudden urge to sneeze. Then I about lost it. I'm fighting for my life to get it out of my system, and I finally got it. It was like a 10-second fight to actually sneeze. I hate that. Like, you gotta sneeze real bad, but then the sneeze is like, nah, I've got other plans, bro. Can't believe it's October and people are still mowing their yards. I hate it. It should be like 60s, maybe low 70s, high 50s, not freaking 80-degree weather. Ugh. I don't like the heat. I don't. It's a nightmare to work in. The bugs should be dead now. I'm very nervous about winter actually coming because our summer has been just ridiculous this year. We've had more tornado warnings and touchdowns than I think I've ever seen in my life this summer. Ah, there you guys go. You can actually see the AI boat now. When we get closer, it'll probably start bouncing out of the water like a dolphin. Unless he finally fixed that. I'm not optimistic. I'm going to go and start turning on the lanterns. We haven't gotten like a good view of the ship yet, have we? I keep calling it a ship. It's a boat, Dalton. It's a boat. It's a boat. It's a boaty boat. You know, I remember when I was a kid and I was playing The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, this is all I wanted for years on end, was just a good sailing game where you played as a merchant going from island to island to island. Just selling stuff, buying stuff. That's all I wanted. And it took, you know, the better part of 20 years, but it's finally here. Oh. That's Serpent Isle all the way out there. I do just love how you can actually see all the islands and stuff. You know, if it wasn't for the Cacum being the starting boat that you get here, I'd probably actually recommend new players start here in the Emerald Archipelago. Because the winds aren't that bad so long as you get an idea of what you're doing. And speaking of the winds not being that bad, great, great. But the boat that you get has really good sails. And the islands are so big that you're not going to be able to miss them for the most part. The only exception being maybe the Sage Hills, just because it's kind of so far out of the way down south. I would have preferred to get here during the daytime, but it's probably a good thing I decided to come here because I'd still be like halfway to Newport and the storm is coming in, so maybe it's a good thing I decided to come here first. And as the person recommended, I'm going to go ahead and release this, then raise it up. I think we should be fine with just the gaff sail for the rest of this journey. It's not the fastest the boat can go, but safe beats fast any day of the week. Oh. Oh, what's the boat gonna do? It's really thinking about it. Looks like Newport's kind of busy right now. What are you doing? I would like to see some lights on the AI boats, actually. I know, in real life, boats are actually kept as dark as possible. But I'd kind of like to be able to, see the lights from the boats. That way it's just easier to keep track of where they actually are. Okay, you know what? Just so I don't have to deal with any shenanigans, I'm going to sail around the opposite side of the Cacum. In my previous playthrough, there is an episode where I was using the cog, and I was having trouble getting it away from the Cacum, and it just launched straight up into the atmosphere. It was the most hilarious thing ever. Alright, so now we can unload all of this stuff. And I'll show you around... Wait, what am I doing? Dalton, you're at the wrong port. Good God. Alright, well... being here will at least allow me to sleep to daytime. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And maybe I'll show you the Cacum as well. Okay, there we go. Go ahead and turn off all the lights, and I will see you guys when we finally wake up. Good morning, everybody. Looks like the rain is still kind of gone, but How is the wind doing? The wind is... Bare minimum, we'll catch the wind plenty with our gaff sails, so it's not terrible. But for right now, I'm going to show you guys this little thing. It costs 44 gold coins to actually buy, but... I guess lengthwise, it's not terribly shorter than the Dhow. But just the way it's set up, I just don't like it. Like, it feels cluttered to me. Because, you know, somewhere you've got to have your food, you've got to have your water, and then you've also got to have your cargo. Which, typically for me, I just kind of try and keep my food supplies underneath the hammock itself. My water supply is back here. And then I try and keep my navigation stuff, like, over here somewhere. But, yeah, I don't like this boat. I don't. But while we're here, I'm going to show you what Crab Beach is like. And I think I'm also going to go ahead and grab some trade goods if I can. Could take some tea to Newport, I suppose. What about bananas? Nah. Wait. What? From Sanctuary, eel was like a negative income. Like, all over the place. But from Crab Beach, it's... Okay, whatever. I mean... Maybe it was like really low quality eel or something. Who knows? Okay, but I think... Crab Beach is like the food exporter of... excuse me. Of the Emerald Archipelago, because... It has a very fishing village kind of vibe to it. This is where the market is, by the way. I don't think there's really much here, but we'll take a look whenever they decide to finally spawn in. Okay, is that from the tree, or is that... What is that from? Whatever. Wakey, wakey, villagers. Here we go. So yeah, you can buy some basic stuff here. You can buy fishing poles, lanterns, compass. I got some basic food supplies as well, which I'll go ahead and buy since I'm here. No point in digging into my food reserves on board my boat if I don't have to. Okay, and then over here, yeah. So there's nothing, like, you know, terribly useful, but it's here if you are desperate. Like, you can buy some water, some tuna. But yeah, that's basically this island. Okay, apparently I can't jump over that roof. That's a shame. Somebody didn't bring their laundry in. That's kind of a shame. Apparently there's another hut over here. Who lives over here? Just the outcasts of the village, apparently. Feel sorry for this guy. Unless maybe that's a business. Anyway, let's get the heck out of here before... this AI boat comes back and just wrecks my day. Right, so I don't really need that right now. I think what I will do, though, is I will just kind of push you out. That way we have enough momentum to actually clear this area. And then I'll raise up the gaff sail. Ah! I don't like that bug. The bug is very annoying. Okay, and there is Newport over there. There's a storm, unfortunately. I think we might be able to miss it. Famous last words. Okay, yeah, Newport is over there. And since we're cutting so close to the wind, I'm going to release this jib. Bring this thing in pretty tight. So I think about there-ish should probably be good. That's pretty tight, though. Either way, ooh. I say we might be able to miss the storm. I'm not terribly optimistic. She's a coming in. Ooh, lightning. Fun. I mean, it's still not too late to turn back and go back to port, but I've been through worse. I've been through worse. Admittedly, I was on a much bigger boat when I went through worse, but I've still been through worse. Yo, wait a minute. Where did you come from? uh, 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 uh. Guys, we might be in a bit of a pickle. There's a storm there, a storm there. Ah, for good grief. For goodness sake. This is not what I had in mind. I was just starting to watch a documentary about the Roman Empire, and then all of a sudden, I look at my computer screen, and there's another storm. Like, where did you come from? You were not there last time I looked. Oh, boy. Could I maybe just, pull the old classic and solve my problems by sleeping? That could be nice. Hey, what do you know? It actually kind of worked. The storm is over there now. So lesson learned. If you encounter a storm at sea, just go to sleep. It'll solve all your problems. Pretty much immediately. I don't think we're making any progress forward, though, so we're going to bring in the gaff sail as much as we can. Okay, there we go. That's all the way in. I don't think... Well, it might be. Oh man, this game is going to be so badass when VR finally comes. It's probably going to be one of those games that's recommended to sit down, though. Okay, I think we're having some trouble with the wind now. Which who would have seen that coming? I'm going to turn a bit further to the east. I think that's going to make our journey just a little bit easier. This thing ever gets tight, that'd be nice. There we go. But a bit further east, we'll sail out past the island. We'll kind of do what we did to Sanctuary, or try to anyway. Whenever we get to Newport, we're definitely going to need to stock up on food and whatnot, though. I mean, I think we're fine for food. But having more water would probably not hurt either. Anyway, I will see you guys whenever there's something new to report. Yeah, I think I've journeyed far enough eastwards. Let's turn more northwards now. Hopefully I have enough speed to pull this off. It's gonna be close. Okay, I think we got it. Oop. About steered us back into the wind. Okay, I can release this once again. Actually, I think I'm going to release this entirely. Let's get the lights on. Reel this thing up. And then we will lower this one, because we've got some calmer winds now. There's not quite such a threat of the ship blowing over now. I'll call that good enough right there. Alright, and I will see you guys in a moment. Alright, so we are now around the backside of Newport. I don't remember if the port itself is through there. It looks like it, actually, as I see the lights of port. So let's start turning inward. catch a few screenshots for maybe a thumbnail or two. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start reeling this thing in. That's kind of a pretty view. Start slowly bringing this thing down. Okay, I don't remember where exactly the trading office is here. Actually, I think I do remember. It's kind of towards the back somewhere, isn't it? Whoops. See, yeah, I think it's... Yeah, there it is. It's around over here. Oops. Wrong building. No! Let me up! Thank you. Now, Newport is actually a mining town because you can actually carry resources like copper, iron, gems, and stuff like that from the settlement. So, as well as sculptures, which make huge amounts of money, but they're extremely heavy, like really heavy. They're probably so heavy you're not going to be able to carry them in the smaller boats. You definitely want to have the larger boats. I think there was one time I carried 4 sculptures in the junk, and I was scared to death that it was actually going to sink. That's how freaking heavy they are. So, did I get everything? Yes. Okay, they only have water here, which is kind of a problem. Yeah, so you can get sculptures here, which they're not valuable anywhere else aside from the Dragon Cliffs. As far as, you know, current or local areas are concerned. Let's see, you can also buy, yeah, you can buy iron, which is actually really valuable. Like, more so than the sculptures are. It's interesting. Yeah, I think I know what I'm going to do off screen, actually. Because I need to go back to to the Dragon Cliffs anyway and just kind of stock up on supplies for our journey to Astron. So, do I want to do that off screen though? How long is the video going on for? It's only 45 minutes. Screw it, we'll do another mission. We'll go to the Dragon Cliffs with 1 crate of iron. I'm only doing 1 because iron is outrageously expensive. I'm getting a text message. Hang on a second. Okay, yeah, you are going right in the middle. My guy, you are, you're extremely heavy. I'm gonna make a couple of screenshots real quick. Oh my god. Okay, let's make sure everything is released. Oh yeah, you can definitely feel how heavy that iron is. Holy crap, it is not messing around. Yeah, I think 1 is probably heavy enough. I don't want to try any more than 1. At least not for a while, anyway. Alright, so what direction am I? Okay, pretty much south. I was trying to figure out what direction the wind was actually blowing in. I thought it was south, but you never know. Okay, let's go ahead and get the gaff raised up as well. And yeah, you can be let out a little ways. Okay, and we are on our way back to the Dragon Cliffs for one last time, and on our way back up north, we might... Oh, do I want to try taking iron to Astron? Ooh, that might not be the wisest idea, actually. I'm sure we can pick up some missions from the Dragon Cliffs that go to Astron, though. Or at least Happy Bay. Because we do need to go to Happy Bay at least once. Happy Bay is actually kind of a cool island in itself because there's a mixture of culture between the Astron region as well as the Emerald Archipelago. It's unique in that way because I don't think there's another island that's even remotely like that. Oasis might have a couple buildings that look a little strange, but I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's strictly like a Middle Eastern or Northern African kind of culture there. Okay, that is Serpent Isle over there, I believe. Alright, and there's the Dragon Cliffs. That is our target. There we go. Maybe I can bring you in a little ways and have you switch directions. There we go. Alright, so I will see you guys. I'm going to try and save some time on this one. I will see you guys whenever we are finally approaching the Dragon Cliffs. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching the Dragon Cliffs once again. I do enjoy sailing down this canyon. It is undoubtedly one of the greatest moments in the game. I might make some changes to the boat while I'm here. I don't really know yet, though. I kind of feel like this front jib is a little too big for my liking, but I don't know. I might mess with it off screen. I still want to know who put these here. Every time I sail by these things, it kind of reminds me of that scene from Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, when they're passing by those giant statues on opposing sides of the river. Heck, it kind of reminds me also of the Naruto versus Sasuke fight from, Naruto. Like the first one, the original one. It was called the Valley of the End where that took place. I don't know. It's been too long. Probably go ahead and turn these off. Yeah, that's not what I wanted to do. freaking nose, I swear. Now, there actually is a way to get up to those bridges and stuff. Forget how, though. I think it's time I just start bringing this thing in a little bit. Okay, let's turn to avoid this nightmare right here. You might be relatively safe from it in the Dhow, maybe the Kakum, but I know for the Cog and the larger ships, you're not safe from that. I think the Dhow might be able to just sail right over that without much of a problem. But I'm not keen on testing it. Okay, let's go ahead and quickly sell the iron. Oh yeah, that made us pretty rich. Alright, so that's going to wrap it up for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, leave a comment. And if you're not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing, because I will have more content on the way very soon. And yeah, I'll be looking forward to more from me. So until next time, guys, God bless, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!